At night, time flies by so much faster.
You again? Detectives. Is it my turn to be treated like a suspect now?
This is just a routine inquiry in the investigation, Benny. If you're truly innocent, I recommend that you cooperate fully and answer my questions seriously. Where were you when we were chasing Colleen in the Ripple wine cellar? Were you her accomplice in stealing the suitcase? If you have nothing to hide, why were you in such a hurry to pack and escape?
I had no idea you were chasing Colleen. How would I even know where I was at the time? As for stealing the suitcase, wasn't that after I was knocked out? I was hit by that jittery, patchy PC as soon as I arrived. How could I have had time to steal anything?
Benny, I'm afraid that what you don't know is that we've already spoken with that patchy PC you mentioned.
What? That's impossible. That thing can't even form a complete sentence. How could you possibly...
Miss Scarlet has finally regained her senses. She's not some evil PC like you tried to frame her as. In fact, it's the opposite. You're the suspect, and that's why she's been chasing you all along. According to her testimony, your alibi doesn't hold up. In truth, all that evidence was a lie you and Colleen came up with, wasn't it? If I deduced correctly, your arrival time in the abandoned district is accurate. Windy can confirm that much, so you couldn't have faked it. But everything after that? Completely fabricated. The day you arrived, you went straight to the Ripple estate to meet up with Colleen and set your plan to steal the suitcase.
Colleen poisoned the detergent, and you stole the suitcase. She poisoned herself so she wouldn't be a suspect for the suitcase theft.
Exactly. After stealing it, you left the estate and met with Colleen in the fermentation zone. She always said she had a habit of doing her research at night. But once you left the estate grounds, Ms. Scarlet spotted you again. Thanks to Colleen's help, you managed to escape. After that, the two of you chose to stage a fake attack scene to frame Ms. Scarlet. That way, everyone at the estate would be on guard against her. She couldn't keep following you in the estate, and you had your unconscious all-day alibi.
Now I get it. Even though Colleen and Pommy found you together the day before, the only one who claimed to have seen you unconscious there was Colleen herself.
In reality, you never went to the fermentation zone that first day. Colleen brought Pommy to find you on purpose, making her testimony seem credible.
That's quite a clever conclusion. But sorry, I'm just a failed talent scout. I don't get all the twists of this case, and I'm not interested in your detective games. I have no idea why that lunatic PC suddenly started spouting all this. The only thing I know is that she kept chasing and attacking me, and caused me a lot of trouble. If you insist on believing that maniac and refuse to believe me, well then, I've got nothing more to say. Suit yourselves.
What do we do, Nikki? He still won't confess. If he keeps insisting Miss Scarlet is lying, we can't really prove otherwise.
I would rather believe Ms. Scarlet's testimony, but with both sides telling a different story, we can't use this as evidence to convince Benny. Let's talk to Colleen again. If we can prove she gave Benny false testimony, we can completely shatter their lies.
So, now you've sent a human and this little yellow furball. I'm not in the mood to talk.
Colleen, refusing to talk won't help. Since you had the guts to steal Madame Julie's suitcase, you should have been prepared for the truth to eventually reveal itself. Since things have progressed this far, you might as well cooperate and tell us your reasoning for stealing the suitcase. You're so gentle with the birds, so why stay loyal to a cruel organization like Threadstar?
Steal a suitcase? Nonsense. You were chasing me so fiercely that I got scared and hid for my own safety, that's all. I didn't steal anything.
Those scraps were found in your possession. Still going to deny it?
Just some cloth scraps. I use them to test detergents. What? Is there a rule against bringing your own scraps to Ripple Estate?
If they were really just scraps for testing detergent, why did you keep carrying them while running away? Even when you were cornered, you still wouldn't let them go.
I'm a professional detergent bar owner. I have my reasons. Besides, you suddenly chased me. I didn't have time to think about what I was carrying. If you can't prove where these scraps came from, stop wasting my time.
Colleen, does this piece look familiar? We found it near Madame Julie's suitcase at Golden Fields, the one you didn't manage to take. If we compare this piece with the scraps we found on you, it will prove they're the same fabric. Or do you need to see a lab report before you'll admit it?
I actually left a piece behind.
Looks like you just admitted to being the suitcase thief. Now, one more question. Benny was your accomplice, wasn't he? His so-called coma was just your cover. He was never attacked at all, was he?
And what does it matter if I am the suitcase thief? As for Benny, I'd never seen him before I came here. And I'd never bother faking evidence. That total neat freak. As for Benny, I'd never seen him before I came here. And I'd never...
Benny's notes say he often visits the Nightshade Lounge, the very one you own, Colleen. He even pays monthly tabs. A hands-on bar owner that goes as far as to personally test detergents, and even carries around test fabric scraps just in case. And yet you claim to never have met someone who's obviously a regular customer of theirs. What a liar!
That fool. Of all the things, how could he drop this page? Stupid. Utterly stupid.
It's over, Colleen. No denying it now. You and Benny were a team, poisoning the Dawn's First Light detergent just to steal that suitcase. Why? What is this golden vision? Why kidnap so many PCs? Why target Madame Julie? Don't you think enough PCs died already? Colleen, it's not too late. Tell us the truth, and we can stop more PCs from being lost.
Fine, I do know Benny. But just like you said, it's nothing more than a bar owner and a regular. I'd never risk faking evidence for a customer. And even if he came fairly often, I never liked that man. What a pretentious fool.
What do we do, Nikki? This is the most stubborn PC I've ever seen. She's still not telling us anything.
If she refuses to talk, we have no way to keep investigating. Momo, we need to find a flaw in her collaboration with Benny. Maybe we can start from here. Could Benny's journal page reveal more clues? We need to prove that his connection with Colleen goes beyond just a bar owner and a customer.
But we only have this single page, and it's all about Benny's work. There's nothing that shows any link to Colleen.
Back then, we thought Benny's notes were on the potential talent he was scouting. Now it looks like the targets he researched were probably kidnapping victims. Come on, we can't let them get away. Think carefully. How are we going to prove that the story about being attacked and discovered was actually a planned false testimony? Could Benny's journal page reveal more clues? We need to prove that his connection with Colleen goes beyond just a bar owner and a customer.
Huh? But we only have this single page, and it's all about Benny's work. There's nothing that shows any link to Colleen.
Back then, we thought Benny's notes were on the potential talent he was scouting. Now it looks like the targets he researched were probably kidnapping victims. Come on, we can't let them get away. Think carefully. How are we going to prove that the story about being attacked and discovered was actually a planned false testimony? I've got it! Colleen, could you please describe the state you found Benny in for us? If you are both telling the truth about what happened, both of your stories should match perfectly, right?
Didn't I already explain when I brought that PC back? Oh, you know I hate repeating myself.
I don't just want the broad story, I need the details. For example, what was the weather like that day? What scent of detergent did the fermentation zone smell like? And what condition was Benny in? Come on, Colleen. Answer these few questions and I won't bother you anymore.
Fine. That early morning, actually, the very morning of the Dawn's first light chaos, I went to check the fermentation zone and saw a buttonfoot and a white glove coming from the wooden barrel house. The weather was just normal. The air carried the scent of aroma lily, which gave me a headache. As for Benny, I thought he was just a worker resting, so I didn't pay much attention. I had no idea it was him.
Then the next day, you brought Pommy with you, and he was still there. Pommy checked, and that's when you realized it was Benny, knocked out from the attack?
Correct. But you already know that, don't you? The morning after the poisoning incident, the weather was fine, and the air smelled of flight fruit. He was lying in the exact same spot, still unconscious. Just one blow to the back of the head, and he is out that long. How pathetic. Now, is that enough? Don't bother me anymore.
Come on, is this ever going to end? I want to go home, you hear me? Home!
Benny, we have one final question. If you can answer it honestly, then maybe you can go home sooner. Please describe your experience of being attacked and knocked out, and when Colleen and Pommy found you. What was the weather like that day? What scent of detergent did the fermentation zone smell like? What condition were you in?
Oh, questions. Why so many questions? I already told you. I arrived that very morning when the Dawn's first light incident happened. It was still dark when I reached the estate. I got lost for a while before I found the fermentation zone, and then ran into that sneaky PC. As for the weather, it was pitch dark. Who knows what the weather was like? The scent? Probably something like wool fruit. I was really tired at the time. I just wanted to ask for directions.
Is that all true? Because that's not at all what Colleen said. Take a closer look. Her account of the first time she saw you doesn't match yours at all.
What? It should match. I was just lying there unconscious and...
You noticed too, right? She said the fermentation zone smelled of aroma lily, but you said wool fruit. If I didn't know any better, I'd say one of you wasn't there.
I just got it wrong. It was a mistake.
Benny, don't you think it's a bit too late to change your story and say the scent was aroma lily? Aroma lily's smell is so distinct. No one would believe your side of the story now. The fermentation zone always starts releasing the scent of that day's ingredients after 3 a.m., but you and Colleen described completely different smells. If you're not lying, then how do you explain that?
No, I just made a mistake. I didn't... No, I never smelled anything. You pressured me into saying something, so I just blurted it out. Wait, I remember. I remember now. It wasn't past 3 a.m. when I arrived. I got to the abandoned district by 2 a.m., so I wasn't lost that long. I wandered a bit after that, of course, but not for long. Then I saw that crazy PC's pocket watch. It read 2:30.
You made a huge mistake, Benny. You keep trying to frame Ms. Scarlet, but you don't know her story, or the spirit and the sheer willpower behind her pursuit. That pocket watch was broken from the start. It's forever stuck at 11:18, the time Miss Scarlet lost her daughter.
Broken? Always broken? Lost her daughter. No, I don't understand.
Her daughter was murdered by Threadstar. You couldn't have seen 2:30 on that watch, so you're lying. Benny, I suggest you confess. It's over, Benny. Time to admit you lied.
We already know your background. You're both Threadstar's villains, sent to the abandoned district to carry out the Golden Vision, right?
This is your last chance to redeem yourself. Tell us why you stole the suitcase, and why you tried to kill Madame Julie. And stop working for Threadstar.
Come clean and we'll go easy on you. If you're honest, you'll get a lighter sentence.
No. Prison? Impossible. I have no idea what you're talking about. What Threadstar? What about killing Julie? I don't know anything. As for the scent in the pocket watch, who knows? Maybe I just misread it.
You?
You're just the type who won't cry until death's staring you right in the face.
What evidence do you have that proves I work for Threadstar? Show me. How can you verify that I helped Colleen steal the suitcase? You caught her, right? You should find the suitcase and the cloth on her. If so, then lock her up.
You're ruthless. Your ally doesn't matter to you at all?
Why should I care about what happens to her? I just want to go home already. I don't want to stay in this place for another moment. Go away, detective. Without solid evidence, don't expect to hear another word from me.
Nikki, looks like they're both refusing to cooperate. We should figure out our next move. Phew. These two are hard to deal with. They're starting to crack, but they still won't confess.
Don't lose hope, Momo. At least we know they're partners now. Benny's so-called attack probably aligns with my theory. It's just a story they made up. Threadstar must have sent a few members to the abandoned district to carry out the Golden Vision.
But what exactly is the Golden Vision? And why would they want to hurt Madame Julie so badly? What should we do now, Detective Nikki? Their lips are totally zipped. Not even a hint. How are we supposed to piece the story together when we have no clues at all?
Hold on. Like I've said before, no matter how perfect a crime seems, if you look closely enough, cracks will always show. Bad seeds only grow bad fruit. I doubt that we're going to get any more information from Colleen. She would rather confess to stealing the suitcase and accept being punished than tell us what really happened.
Colleen is a pretty tough cookie, you know that? I mean, even if I pulled out my razor-sharp claws, I don't think she would be fazed in the slightest. She's just that tough.
But there might still be a chance with Benny. He's desperately denying it, and he insists there isn't any evidence. But if we find solid proof, we might crack him. Unfortunately, the assassination attempt on Madame Julie has no witnesses, and it's hard to find clues from the Esslings. That route probably won't work.
Should we start with the missing suitcase case?
Yeah. If we can prove that Benny stole the suitcase during all of the detergent poisoning chaos, he won't be able to deny it. And if we can prove Benny's a member of Threadstar, identifying his motive, he probably won't have much of an argument.
Makes sense. Detective Nikki, where do you think would be the very best place to start looking for evidence? Your trusty assistant Momo is here and ready to go whenever you need me. Just point me in the right direction and I'll get on it right away.
Whether it's Threadstar or Benny, the PCs in the abandoned district might not be familiar with them. We'll probably find clues asking guests from Sichia. How about we start by talking to... Tommy. There was a lot of evidence in his old newspapers. It's possible he knows even more about Benny's history.
All right, let's get going. With Nikki on the case, we've got this.
Write it all down! Even if I don't make the headlines, at least give me a sidebar mention. Hey! Why, if it isn't Nikki herself! Oh, thanks to you, I was able to dig up the tune that Cersei used to whistle. A melancholy girl gazing at the wheat fields. This means...
It means you're really talented to dig up such details. I wonder if you know Benny just as well.
That guy only has Madame Julie and Cersei on his mind.
Ha! Don't underestimate me! In just a few days, I was able to uncover nearly all the secrets held by those folks from Sichia. Everyone except, of course, for the mysterious Leora. But that's only a matter of time.
Please, tell us.
Benny? He was a great talent scout who made Cersei famous back in the day. They were both incredibly close to each other. When Cersei won the Golden Sichia Best New Artist Award, Benny cried so hard backstage he couldn't even keep his sunglasses on. Ever since Cersei unexpectedly died, his career dried up. Now, even the drink shop thinks he's bad luck and won't hire him.
Yikes! That workplace environment is just brutal.
After all, his temper and the scar on his face didn't win him any favors. Not to mention his time in prison.
Prison? What happened?
I remember it had something to do with Threadstar. Let me check. That briefing was stolen by Mr. Leon. He shouted, "Oh, the ink upon every single one of the newspapers will forever be my stage! I can't wait to get to Barrel Grove and share my art again!" After declaring that, he left in quite a hurry. Who knew that even columnists have to watch out for robberies too? I'll be avoiding him from now on.
Sounds like something Mr. Leon would do. I think we should avoid him too. Nikki, what do we do now?
Mr. Leon was also at the scene when the suitcase was stolen. Although he was caught up in a hallucination at the time, maybe now he can remember the more overlooked details.
Ugh, if he's off performing some one-man show again, then it looks like we'll be in for a real dramatic time. Ugh, let's just go wait for him near the Barrel Grove.
but I don't know which of the seeds will bloom, who will be the sorceress to get through the storm. There's only one seed for a life. That's from As Rain Falls, As Flowers Bloom, right? It feels so different from what Madame Julie recited. That line only appeared in the premiere. I rewrote it later on. Benny really liked it. Back then, I always liked to oppose things he liked on purpose. After all, he could be pretty harsh. When I first arrived in Sichia, I felt like a bird finally flying far away. But Benny said little birds are light. Sometimes it's not that they flew far, but that the wind blew them away.
Wow, that was pretty mean.
He's always been stubborn. How is the interrogation going? We managed to expose Benny and Cooline's lies, and even piece together how they teamed up. It's too bad. Without concrete evidence, they just keep denying everything. Leora, do you recall there being any connection between Benny and Threadstar? Back then, I was so focused on researching performance costumes that I distanced myself from almost everyone. After becoming a PC, I never saw him again. However, back when Mr. Leon was still human, he often rented costumes from him. I even saw the two of them discussing the details backstage before my last performance. And Mr. Leon has always lived in Sichia. As a victim, he must remember the news when Threadstar was taken down.
Makes sense. Knowing him, he'd definitely jump at the chance to be interviewed and go on and on about how he was the victim.
Thank you, Leora. Sorry to trouble you with these questions. It's okay. I've asked myself over and over, if Benny is a criminal, I won't let him off. Otherwise, how could I face the strict lessons he taught me? When I was helping prepare for the Ripple Estate soiree stage, I heard that Mr. Leon was planning to rehearse near Beryl Grove today. You might see him over there.
Nikki, what should we do next?
If that's the case, why don't we go directly to Mr. Leon? He was at the scene of the theft, and he might be able to remember some details that were overlooked.
Then let's wait for him near the Beryl Grove.
Oh, this world is even sadder than the drapes at the Backwater Theater.
Mr. Leon, sorry to bother you. Did you see Benny before or after the poisoning that day?
Benny? No, I didn't see him. Why? Do you think he was the one who stole the suitcase? He doesn't honestly think that a few scraps of cloth will cover that broken face of his and hide his shameful past, does he?
You seem to know Benny's past well.
Of course! It all starts with my own glorious yet lonely past. A boy more fragile than an unfinished script. When he arrived in Sichia, his dreams were even bigger than the city. Even though he had already become a piece of living art, that era of foolishness trailed behind his shadow. On snowy nights, his monologues put the basement's hairband slugs to sleep. The applause that should have followed, lost along their way. Until one day, a kind gentleman gave him a gift, powerful enough to shake the world, whispering, "Wear it. Wear it." He knew everything has a price. Nightmares, pain, reminding him of their existence. to perform the full submission again and again in hopes to awakening this ignorant era. But he fell, forever left upon the platform leading to his dreams.
Could that man be from Threadstar? Ugh. So they used everyone's dreams and it cost your life. But, what does this have to do with Benny?
Dear audience, don't be like those who know nothing of art, ready to tear away fate's every secret. Intermission time! Shall we have a little preview of Act 2? Look at you, such furious faces. Surely you've seen through the gods' twisted little trick. Such pitiful jealousy. Too afraid to let the true starlight fall upon me. Sending that evil messenger, Benny, with fake generosity and kindness, politely selling costumes to me, all secretly marked with the price of downfall.
I mean, Benny was Cersei's only agent. I never suspected that he could possibly be one of the culprits behind selling all those stage costumes. This is truly shocking. And now it's clear. He really is connected to Threadstar.
This is exactly the evidence we're looking for. Mr. Leon, thank you for your help. I never expected that you too were hurt by Threadstar, and never got to perform your solo show.
It's fine, it's fine. Every step on stage I make now is rehearsal. All in preparation for the full submission. Just wait and see. The boy who fell on the platform will be back, carrying all the scripts rejected to expose this fake world.
Nikki, can we finally take down Benny now? Let's expose Threadstar's whole scheme and reveal the truth behind everything they've been hiding.
This suggests a link between Benny and Threadstar, but we'll still need solid proof that he's the one who stole the suitcase if we want to expose his secrets.
But no one suspected Benny when we investigated the suitcase theft case before. Where do you think we should start digging from here?
Ha! Miss Nikki. There were plenty of audience members obediently seated under the stage that day. Why not go ask them?
You mean... Oh, right! We questioned Squeaky and Belford, but we got caught up with running around. We haven't even interviewed Leora yet. Maybe she'll link Benny to stealing the suitcase.
Then what are we waiting for? Come on, let's find Leora and ask her.
I think I was here. And then... Leora, are you recalling what happened the day the suitcase was stolen?
Miss Nikki, yes. While you were all busy with the questioning, I just stood by doing nothing. I felt so ashamed. I thought that if I could recall some overlooked details, maybe I could help.
That's fine. In fact, we were thinking the same thing. We came to hear more about that day in detail.
Of course. As always, the first to receive the dawn's first light that morning were the on-duty staff, so they would be able to quickly return to their posts. After I applied it and was about to head back, I noticed some staff were already showing symptoms. I had a bad feeling, so I ran here, hoping to meet Gordon. When I arrived, I saw Squeaky pressing juice there. She's usually really energetic, but at that moment she seemed unusually agitated.
If you say so, it really sounds like she must have already been hallucinating back then. She was talking about flying fruits, runaway bags, all sorts of impossible things.
At the same time, I saw Belford approaching. He carried a bunch of detergents, but was already unsteady.
It sounds like Belford was about to hallucinate too.
I wanted to help him, but I quickly started to feel dizzy myself, stumbling and bumping into him. Lots of detergent spilled. The smell was strong.
Oh, this must be the fragrant fireworks Belford told us about. What then?
And I started hallucinating too. I can only remember some fragments. A yellow bulkhead with 2 blue-purple horns, wearing a blue-purple jewel on his neck. Well, I thought the bulkhead might charge. While dodging it, I bumped into a sack, and I think I may have cracked it.
Do you think that bulkhead could be Belford? I remember his yellow hat having 2 blue-purple patterns. Just a thought.
That's a possibility. Then suddenly I heard a loud shout ring out.
You'd rather have perfect wheat fields than accept the Barasant I bring!
Something like that.
That has to be Mr. Leon. I think your version of this line is better than his original.
That was him. I was startled then. I saw the bulkhead run away, felt danger was coming, and left quickly.
It looks to me like both you and Squeaky were scared off by Mr. Leon's shout.
When I came to my senses, I was at a remote water spot, soaked through, and there was no one nearby.
So that's what happened. We met the other witnesses Leora mentioned to us, but I can't shake the feeling that something is off. There should have been one more PC there. The thief. They couldn't have disappeared without a trace. But what exactly feels wrong?
Don't rush things, Miss Nikki. Maybe we can simulate an interrogation. Treat me like a suspect, find any inconsistencies in my story. Maybe the truth is hiding in plain sight.
Great idea. We should get started.